Alrighty, welcome back to Ask Anvil, episode 7. I can't believe that I haven't done more of these, and we're only on episode number 7, but I went like several months without doing one of these, and only recently have I decided to start doing it again. If you're new to this channel and you're wondering, who's this guy wearing a Pac-Man sweater talking? Well, let me tell you what, From the Anvil is this channel's name, as you can see. And I post regular West Ham United content as well as some other things. And I've got another video to film later today, which just adds to the diversity in my content. Not everything's about football. Not everything's about the doom and gloom at West Ham United Football Club. I try to do some different kinds of videos every once in a while. So if you are interested and you want to support my channel, please smash that subscribe button, like this video, and don't forget to keep on coming back for more content, because I post as often as I can, usually get a few videos per week, and yeah, I just do what I can to make you guys entertained, like in Gladiator. Yeah, I'm over what happened on Sunday. I think Sunday was not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. Never nice losing to Spurs, never a good thing, but hey ho. We have to move on. I know I keep saying we move on every single week. Have you seen some of the statistics for West Ham this season? I knew that we were bottom in everything, or close to it, but I never thought that we were ever going to be this bad. I don't know what's going on. It's definitely very close second to the Avram Grant era, isn't it? With all the stuff going on at the club right now, and the low form, and it's a bit of a mess. It's just a bit of a mess. But I want to get into today's video, and as you can see from the title, it's called Where Are You From? Now, there are many different ways that we can answer this question. You could say, I was born in said town, I was raised in this place. You could say, here are my parents are from here, or my ancestors were from here, and then you get a little bit curious. You might wonder, where exactly did my family come from? And you might look into it. I certainly have recently. I've looked into it on Ancestry.com. I'm trying to find out where more my dad's side of the family comes from rather than my mum's, because my dad's side of the family, I never really knew them because both of his parents actually passed away before I was born. I'm just really interested to get to know about their background. So that's how this sparked my interest. And in a little bit later on this video, I'll talk about the family tree side of things and what I found out. It was actually very surprising and interesting. Yeah, today's question is asking, where also do you come from? I.e., what part of the world are you from? I think it's fair to say that this... Excuse me? Sorry, I was interrupted by a dog. You okay? Rather, sorry. Pardon the interruption there. I think that West Ham's fan base certainly is very diverse. You have West Ham fans from all over the world, and they all get up at ridiculous hours of the morning to watch the team, or maybe even go to bed extremely late at night to watch the club play and watch the team play. In Australia, I know that fans are getting up at something like 3 o'clock in the morning to watch games sometimes. I know I did it when I was over there. We have people who get up at, say, 2 o'clock in the morning, even, or maybe even like myself. I get up at 8 a.m. to watch games. And let's be honest, it's not too bad. It's not like I'm having to wait 7 hours for the game, but I just wake up in the morning, watch West Ham, and go back to bed or something. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. But yeah, just share this on my socials really quickly. Forgot to do that. I always forget to do this on this channel. I always forget to put it on my social media. But let's do that. Do you pick up what channel? Hmm. Just going to upload this really quickly, and then we shall proceed. Oh, we already have a comment. Yeah, I think that's the general consensus. From the UK, born in the East End. Where in the East End? I'm not too familiar with London. You see, me being from the north of England, I'm not too familiar with London. Agree, Epic, but won't have until the end of the season. Any other team would have sacked him by now, though. Let's be real here. Any other team would have had him gone. Any other chairman would have had him gone. But it's West Ham United Football Club, isn't it? So nothing ever happens, does it? Well, I'll wait for a few more people to come in, and then I'll start telling you about my family background. Hackney, but moved out when little. Now live in Lancashire. Oh, nice. Well, I've only been to Lancashire maybe on a couple of occasions, but I've never really had any connection to it. Where in Lancashire are we talking? Hackney, I'm very familiar with, of course. Coincidentally enough, I was at a restaurant a few years back, and the server asked where I was from. So I was from the UK. This is here in Canada, and she said, "Yeah, I can tell you from the UK." I was wearing a West Ham hat. She says, "Yeah, I know what West Ham is because my dad supports them. He's from Basildon." I said, "Oh, well, he will support West Ham then." Hey, we get around. Don't we? The supporters of teams all over the world, actually, and it's great, isn't it? Closest to Blackburn. Ah, okay. Nice. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about my family background then, shall I? So, if you were to ask me where am I from, I would say Yorkshire. But where am I really from? Well, I'm from Doncaster. I was born there and lived in that town for 17 years of my life, but I now currently live in Alberta, Canada. And then you probably ask me, but where are you really from? And I don't know. I'll be like, well, my mum was born in Sheffield and my dad was born in Doncaster. Then you're going to say, but where are they from? Okay, here's where it gets interesting. So, my mum's parents were born in Elsica, which is a working class mining town near Barnsley in South Yorkshire. Both of them came from very blue collar backgrounds and lived in Yorkshire pretty much their whole lives. My dad's side of the family is a little bit more interesting. His mother was from Durham, and his father was born in Glasgow, Scotland. His father's family come from an area in Glasgow called Cumberslang, and that's where some of his relatives still live today. His father moved down to Lincolnshire to work on the pipelines sometime in the late 1940s, met his mum, and they got married and had 3 children. I did some research into them, and it turned out he was named Andrew after his great grandfather, or was it his paternal great grandfather? It was something like that. And it's a very common Scottish name. I've been trying to fill in the tree, but it's not very helpful because I've asked him about it, and he doesn't really know the full details. He knows that his mum was the oldest of 4, and his dad was one of 7, I believe. I can't tell you even off the top of my head because obviously I don't know any of them really. And phone's pinging up, so let's see what people are saying. As I was looking into the family tree, I noticed that in the 1700s, my dad's side of the family moved out to various parts of America, including South Carolina and Illinois. And then they returned to Scotland sometime in the early 1800s. I wonder why. It could have been something to do with the War of Independence. It could have been something to do with American policy at the time. What's wrong with America? See, he was growling just then when I said that. What else? I reckon, and it all sounds awful to say, they could have been involved in something like the slave trade at the time, or they could have gone there to look for a better life and chase what many would have considered the American dream at the time. But they ended up coming back to Scotland a lot day to day. And if you think about it, had it been any different, they could have ended up staying in America, and I could have been American many years down the line, which is very strange. Mum's side of the family was a little bit more simple, and it wasn't actually that big. In all honesty, my grandma had an older and younger brother. My granddad was an only child, so he doesn't really have a lot of family on his own side. His father had to go to Dundee in Scotland during the Second World War to work on shipbuilding. My grandma's dad was allowed to stay because he was a miner. My mum probably will remember my grandma's dad. She won't remember my grandma's mum. My grandma's mum died of cancer shortly before my own mum was born. She was only 56 years old, according to what I found. And yeah, they were all pretty much based around the same place, which was Elsica, Barnsley, Sheffield area, all those places. So that's pretty much my own background from what I know. With West Ham and how this relates to West Ham, where were you from? Well, we have a... Hey. Hey. That scared me for a minute. I forgot he was even there because he was just lying down next to me the whole time. You're okay, buddy. It's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry, fella. You're all right. Another good one, actually, about in relation to this. What was I saying? You made me lose my track of thought. Okay, so thank you. I was talking about something really good just then. I was talking about what was it? Oh, I was talking about how the question "Where are you from?" relates to West Ham. So, if you look at the players in this team, many of them are not from the UK. Many did not speak English as a first language, and some have had to go to the extent of learning it, which is understandable. You need to learn another language if you're going to settle in the UK, right? You need to learn English. It relates to our players because some of our players have been born in other countries, but their parents may not come from there originally. Let me give an example. Kurt Zuma was born in France to parents from the Central African Republic. What else do you have? Declan Rice has Irish ancestry. Or David Moyes, his mother was from Northern Ireland. Who else do we have? Alphonse Areola was born to Filipino parents. and he is certainly from a diverse background. So all these players may have come from somewhere else originally. Their parents would have moved over to another country to look for other work opportunities or a better life. And I've come, say, France or Spain or Italy or wherever, giving their children opportunity to play sport. And they always stick close to their roots. It's great that we have such diversity in this West Ham team, actually, because, well, we can learn about other cultures in a way, and everyone's managed to form tight friendship circles. You look at, we have the French squad, the Spanish squad, the Italian squad, the Brazilian guys. Hungry. There's little dogs barking again. Biodiversity might be a good thing at West Ham. There are also some advantages to having some people from your own background in the club as well. For example, look at Saeed, Alphonse, Kurt, Maxwell, Naif. Is that everybody in that? Yeah, they're all either French or Maghrebi. They all speak French or Arabic to various extents. And even Aguerd made a comment saying that he embraces the multiculturalism within the squad because it helps him to communicate in different languages. He speaks Arabic with Saïd Ben Rama. He speaks Spanish with Lanzini and Fornals. And speaks English to the English-speaking players. So that, in a way, is diversity. If everyone spoke English in that West Ham dressing room, you could argue that it would make life easier. However, it wouldn't be a different kind of dressing room. It'd all be same and boring, wouldn't it? You have to also look at other things. You have to look at the different languages we speak in this club. English, yes, I've already mentioned. French, I think, is going to be the most dominant language spoken in the West Ham dressing room. And players can speak in their own language without having to feel pressure to speak or struggle to speak English if they're not very familiar with it. Yeah, it's very good. It's very good and useful for this West Ham team to be what it is. And football is a very diverse sport. I think it's a language within itself. Football. You don't need to understand any words. You just have to understand the theory of the game. Ball, feet, goal. There. And that's what makes it such a special sport. Yeah. I could go to a group of people from another country without speaking their language. If they have a ball at their feet or whatever, I'm down to play. My feet and my kicking of the ball are going to do the talking. Okay. 1 second. Just going through the phone. Just some messages. You see, just keep on watching this, guys. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Warner West Ham. Well, I think if you're born in the East End of London anyway, you might not have a choice. You're kind of in the club. Anyway, you're within that proximity. Speaking of which, when it comes to looking at ancestry, there are two possible places you can originate from. Do you know that? You could actually, I'll stop fiddling with that. You could either have originated from the Horn of Africa, where humanity was supposedly created in the dawn of time, or you're related to Genghis Khan. There's this belief that Genghis Khan had multiple wives and therefore had tons of children and was like the literal Hugh Hefner of his generation, or even Marlon Brando of his generation. And he had very many children. Could be related to a conqueror of Asia. Never know. Keep the comments coming, people. I want to see what you've all got to say. Now we've talked about where are you from, just ask me anything West Ham related. I don't care what it is. Go ahead and ask me anything about West Ham United Football Club. Or even the last, even though it'll kill me to talk about it. Keep the comments coming, though, guys. Seriously, you should. That was looking fine. I just have to say, it's been depressing supporting West Ham recently, man. And I didn't realise that. I knew things were bad, okay, but I didn't realise things were going to be this colossally crap. Now, oh my God. We're in one of the worst times of our lives as of late, which isn't good. And there's nothing good going for West Ham right now. Let's be real here. We've got nothing good going. We're 19th to 20th in every single statistic, pretty much. Our goals for and goals against has rapidly changed since this time last year. We don't keep clean sheets. And that helps you to win games, whether you like to admit it or not. We don't win anything. Who else? I wonder what the individual player statistics are going to be like, actually. That's going to be something you've got to take a look at. Let's be real. Well, Antonio hasn't scored even 10 goals since the 1st of January 2022. And we're now, on nearly March 2023. It's even worse. And he's meant to be a striker. I'm sorry, but Antonio's really not finding his goal scoring form anytime soon. I think what we have to accept is that we need someone new to come in now. And that's where I think Skamaka's going to obviously get the starting place. I trust him to do something in the team. And I'd also trust maybe Danny Ings in there. Everyone's talking about, not everyone, but some people are talking about Ings and Skamaka link up. All right, it's different and I'm all for it. I still don't agree with the signing of Danny Ings. It's like, what the heck? Why was signing some 30-year-old? What is going on? Apparently, a lot of people are commenting and it's not showing up. Holy hell. 1 minute. Someone just alerted this to my attention. Something wrong with my live stream? A minute. We might have some slight technical issues here. Let me see if I can refresh the stream. 1 moment. Is my internet even working? What's going on here? There's something going wrong here. Just trying to fix this up, guys. 1 minute. Because I hear you guys. I hear that some people are commenting. For some stupid reason, I can't even see it. Let's have a look. 6 people are watching. Oh. Wait. What Tommy Takando? A Boeing 737. Here we go. Right. Sorry, guys. Yeah. I had some weird issues with my Wi-Fi. And I wasn't ignoring anybody. It just hadn't come up. Big fan from India. Hello there. Sounded like the doorbell. The dog sounded like the doorbell. Bryce is originally from Ireland. Well, his grandfather was. Bit racist. Who's your favourite player for West Ham right now? None of them really. None of them really deserve my respect at the minute. So everyone's doing really crap. Let's be honest. Was Genghis Khan even real? Oh, is this a conspiracy theory? Please enlighten me, because I'm actually interested in this. Was Genghis Khan even real? Apparently so. There's a huge, massive statue of him somewhere on the outskirts of Ulaanbaatar. Who is your favourite player? What, for West Ham? I've just told you, no one really is worthy of it right now. Everyone's crap. Where are we? The bottom 8 in the Premier League all at risk. Who do you think will be relegated? Well, it's so tight, isn't it? And this is not going to be a relegation fight like normal. Who do you think will be relegated? I think Southampton, Bournemouth are going to be gone. But I want to say Leeds, because so many players would like to nick off of Leeds. If we don't go down, well, I hope we don't. But Southampton, Bournemouth, I think, are really in trouble. And I want to say Leeds United. Absolutely not THFC. Absolutely not. In any other club, this wouldn't be considered acceptable. It wouldn't be considered fair. And he would have been sacked. We actually had a chance to sack him in November, I think, when we were down in our luck and really bad. We could have changed this in November. We didn't. I can now. I had technical difficulties, mate. That was my problem. So I apologise. I don't know what went wrong. David Moyes should be sacked. Yes. Avram Grant's probably the closest to that. Yep, pretty much. No. Well, when you say second team, possibly. Maybe mix and match it a little bit. Oh, you're still here? I think she is. I mean, he's been injured quite a few times, and I don't know whether, again, he's played to his strengths. He doesn't like long balls and running long distances. Skamaka's not the kind of striker to run at people. Skamaka is, if it was a very good signing. It was either him or Brozier. And I think with Brozier tearing his ACL and doing a really bad knee injury, I think we got the better end of that. Yes. Some people are saying hello to each other. You are. It should be sorted now. I'm sorry, guys. I do apologise for that. Okay, I'm on a new Wi-Fi connection. I must have cut out temporarily. Something weird happened. It turned out you all commented around 4 minutes ago or something. And yeah, the whole burden is on defenders. That's the cause of ill-mitted injuries. Resulted is no forward player will ever shine with Moyes. The whole burden is on defenders. It's not always a burden, but it's a burden that we got injured defenders. We have an aging defence at West Ham. That's the problem. Everyone's around 30-odd or getting close to it. Get down. Oi. And we need a younger defensive group. I keep saying that. No forward player will ever shine under Moyes. Not long term, they won't, no. Moyes likes players that run. Like actually run. Strikers that run. But we don't really have a goal poacher as a result of that. Not a lot of players are shining under him. I think there's a lot of hostility towards him in that dressing room. A lot of your players will leave and it'll be even worse. Oh, that stadium in the Championship is going to be a blooming joke. I'll take Paqueta, please. I bet you would. I bet you would. Some proper Hogger Benito at Spurs, eh? Fee signs. Imagine Scamacca Italian magic under Don Conte. Well, you know, when you look at things and you think, how the hell did that get there? You look at graffiti and you think, oh, how did that get on the top of the bridge? Or you think, how did, I don't know, how did Stonehenge get there? Then you look at West Ham with Scamacca, Aguerd and Paqueta and you think, how the blooming hell did they get there? Yeah, I don't know myself. I've seen the picture of him in the Spurs jersey toast. It looks about 16 there, so he didn't know. Give all the best ingredients to a bad cook. They'll never make a good meal. I'm a very good cook, actually. I think you'll find. And I think what Moyes has here, he's been given, I suppose, caviar, lobster, foie gras, and all those fancy things you have in a Michelin star kitchen. He's just burned it all. He's already just thrown it in the microwave. Moyes lost the dressing room, I feel, a long time ago. He did. The fact players are even probably venting out concerns about it. Even Declan Rice said something in an interview about the tactics. So that's having a stab at Moyes. Your own team captain's having a stab at you. What the hell? Your own team captain's even criticising the manager's tactics in an interview. What have you got to go for? I'm going to do a video on this, pal. Okay? And you'll see there. I'm actually going to be recording this today. Who do I want as next manager? West Ham had a good team, but there's been bad management. Exactly. You can't lose that much momentum the day you have problems in the dressing room. A downfall starts. I feel the problems actually started to slowly show last season in the second half of last season. Actually, it was started off with that 1-1 draw at Newcastle, in which we looked very tedious. And if you look at the record since then, it's not been that good. We only got the saving grace because we did well in the first half of that season and won a few games. Well, more than a few games, quite a lot, and got into a European spot. I don't understand this collapse, but I suppose it shows the unpredictable nature of football in a way. Can't rest on your laurels. Charlemagne the God, what, from the radio station? I guess if someone managed to stay up, you can sell Rice and get rid of Moyes and build again. But we've done that before, man. Oh. I don't like West Ham actually having these kind of projects because we always get this kind of project where we say we'll get in these players, we'll look to build this kind of vision and move forward with this manager. It never comes into full fruition. We never have anything long term. The last real long term projects we had were under maybe Ron Greenwood and John Lyall in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And look at the success they had. Lyall especially won 2 FA Cups as West Ham manager. He worked with some great players in that time, some legends of the club. We haven't had that since then. We've had a lot of crappy owners, a lot of things go wrong behind the scenes. Yeah. It's a bit of a crap show, really, let's be honest. Don't forget to like the video, people, and keep on subscribing and liking. The more you like it, the more it gets seen, and the more questions I can answer. Now, we've talked about West Ham. Now you can ask me anything. I already told people earlier, where am I from? And I told you that I'm about some of my family background. But again, I want to know where some of you guys come from as well, because that was the whole point of this video. Bad time to be a West Ham fan. I mean, we got Spurs fans commenting on this. I guess you guys have had it really rough over the years. So what can I talk? West Ham would be better off right now with a manager, without a manager, and can avoid relegation without Moyes. Well, they would, actually. If we got rid of David Moyes, I'm just going to put it out there, I would be quite sad to see him leave because of what he did for this club over the last few seasons. But I'd be excited for maybe what's to come in the future. If it means we've got to lose 4 games in a row before we start getting some points on the board, so be it. But I want to see a manager that's willing to try something new. Maybe something that the players haven't seen before. Maybe that's just going to be a quick learning curve, but I want to see something different. I want to see the team playing with a little bit more fight and a little bit more of an idea of what to do. We don't have that right now, as you can see. Sorry for yawning. Worked late last night. Here's a statistic. West Ham have gone behind 19 of their 23 Premier League matches so far. Why is that happening then? Nowadays, the only way for a club to succeed is extremely good recruitment like Brighton or just some Arab takeover. You know, when I do those scouting videos, I always try to look at it for value for money, not blowing shit tons of cash. Or some Arab takeover. Well, cash is king these days in the Premier League, I'm afraid. Cash is king in football. It's one of the biggest things that's corrupted the sport, in all honesty. And I'm going to lie down because I feel tired. But it's one of those things that's kind of ruined the sport, isn't it? Money. I mean, look what happened with Abramovich and those kind of guys. Can you not, please? I don't even know what breed of dog that is. I think it's something like a... what are you, a Shih Tzu or something? Yeah, you're all right. West Ham have conceded less goals than Spurs in the top 4, but have scored extremely less goals. Really? Conceded less goals than Tottenham. Well, say we've scored less goals. I know we blooming well haven't scored a lot. Probably shouldn't lie down, actually. I nearly kicked something there. I don't break anything, do I? No, I'm good. West Ham scored 19 goals. That's one more than Harry Kane alone. Yeah. It's not good, is it? We're only scoring about one every we score. We only score like one goal in a game. We never score two. We never score three, really. I don't even think we scored three in a game so far this season. Have we? Oh, yeah, we scored three against Fulham, but that was it. We have no one up front. That's the problem. We have no one clinical up front. I don't think in that Spurs game either were that impressive for the whole game, but at least Spurs was clinical. That's why they scored 2 goals. We're not clinical. We haven't got a dominant forward line. That's not being harsh. That's just being real. Take a few more questions, and I'll go for the day. I'm doing this earlier because Champions League's on, and I won't be watching it because I'm going out to film my segment for YouTube today. I am doing Scramble. I think I'm going to try a pizza place. That's what I'm saying. What changed this year? I think losing Stuart Pearce and Alan Irvine in the backroom staff wasn't very good. They were very good coaches. Losing Mark Noble's presence in the dressing room and giving it to Rice as a captain's armband might have been something. I don't know if Rice is as strong as a leader, but there's one thing for sure: Rice's body language and what he says in some interviews are not good. Like Noble wouldn't have his head down and look, we're just not good enough. And there was one interview where Rice said, "Look, we're not Man City. What do the fans expect?" I'm not asking West Ham to play like Man City. For goodness sake, what a stupid bloody comment. The manager's using the same tactics and we've been sussed out for it. Yeah. We just need to change. Some fresh ideas in the club. You know what I'm saying? It's just what we need. We've got super David Moyes. He's not exactly what we need. We're not going to win the league. We're not going to stay in the league. But at all. It is not happening. Take a couple more comments. All right, nice chat, man. Yeah, thanks. Nice talking to you as well. So sorry about the delay earlier. I just didn't know. That my comments weren't showing up. It was something on my streaming app, I think. StreamYard is something that I'm still trying to get used to. It took a while for me to get used to doing it because I never did live streams before. It's just wasn't very tech savvy with it. I think I can leave it here. So everyone who got involved, again, I apologize for technical issues, but thank you very much for joining me. And thank you for joining this live stream. I hope you got to know a little bit more about me and my family background if you jumped on earlier. And also I got to get grilled by, well, not grilled, but also put in the hot seat as well, per usual, by fans wanting to know about West Ham. I do despair with the way the club's going, but at least I know that whatever goes on at the club, it's not really my fault right now. It's manager David Moyes' fault. And oh, you are crying. Okay. Well, shout out to the Yid Army group chat, by the way. And thanks for having me on there. Born to Plaistow, live in Plaistow, lived 800 yards from Upton Park in my teenage years, married and moved to Dagenham, divorced and moved to Liverpool. Oh, you've been around then. Do you know, I remember our Plaistow. I remember there was a store in there called Second Hand Shop and it was made of corrugated iron. Yeah, proper East End stuff. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining the stream. Have a great evening wherever you, or even a good morning wherever you are in the world. Take care, everybody, and I will see you all very soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to From the Anvil. Take care, everyone, for now.